Well, it's full time at the Emirates Stadium last night. Arsenal 1, Manchester City 0. Tell you what, that was a performance of grit, a performance of determination, and one that we finally got over the line. It was one that just needed to happen to show that there was some title credential there and the ability to actually beat the big team when it mattered. Because for me, that's what's been lacking and been the struggle for so long. It's just that ability to win the game that really matters. Now, heading into this game, I remembered back to last year when we played Liverpool at home. It was about maybe the fifth or sixth game of the season, late afternoon kickoff. The sun was in the exact same position as this game started last night. And it was a case of getting over the line against a big team to show that you can actually go ahead and really be a force. And the beauty of it is that we did that. It was amazing. I went into the game thinking this is our opportunity to actually make that performance and play that type of game that we need to and get that win. Now, that was a bit more of a helter-skelter game last year. That was 3-2 at the Emirates. But at the end of the day, it was a win against the Liverpool team that we hadn't beaten for a long time under Jurgen Klopp. A long, long time. So to actually get that result. And look, last year, of course, we drew at Anfield after being 2 up, but the difference is that we didn't lose to them, all season. Two games for a win and a draw, which is the best record we've had against them for a long time. And this felt like a bit of a turning point for us to actually get the job done and get over the line, because we know how all-conquering this Manchester City team is. We know how good they are. We know how, exciting they've been to watch, how, effectively the shield that Pep's put up around this team and how good they are. And they started the season imperiously. You look at the 6 wins out of 6 in the Premier League. You look at the way that they started the Champions League as well. They've won their first couple of games. And before that loss to Newcastle away in the League Cup, they were looking like a team that was going to go a long way. Again, this season, it's looking like who's going to beat them and where. But in the end, it was Newcastle that got the first punch on them. Wolves got the job done last week. They looked like they were going to drop points against Leipzig during the week, and then it was last night where we managed to get the job done in a game which, let's talk about, realistically was one I thought that we might struggle with, and we started quite poorly. The first 5 minutes, Nathan Ake really should have scored. Declan Rice was a beautiful clearance off the line. That was good. But in terms of the actual moment from Ake, he really should have scored. If that had fallen into the hands of a Haaland perhaps, or somebody with a little bit more nous in goal. No one just picked him up at the back post. And he really should have scored. It only counted as one of their 4 shots off target. It really should have been on target at the very least, and probably a goal. So that gave us a bit of an early win. But look, after that, I must say that defensively we were reasonably impeccable after that. Saliba is such a big player for this team. There's no doubt about it. He's formed his partnership once again with Gabriel, and with Declan Rice in the midfield. I'd love to see Thomas Partey come in. That was a selection surprise for me last night. I'm assuming that's just a fitness thing. He hasn't actually laced a boot up and been on the pitch now for the best part of 5 weeks since he just missed the Man United game, and it was actually the game before that. It was the last time they'd actually played. So we're talking 6 weeks that he hasn't played. So I guess it makes sense that he only played 24 minutes last night. But I'd love to see him with Rice and Ødegaard in the midfield. That looks like our go-to midfield for this season. But that was the surprise selection for me. But at the same time, you look at the way that Jorginho came on, capable, not brilliant, capable. He does have a tendency to go backwards, for me, but at the same time, it doesn't matter. The job was done in midfield after that. We were pretty good. We had to go back when we needed to. We played out from the back a lot, almost a little bit too much. David De Gea almost got us in a big spot above there in the first half, the one from Alvarez, where he almost, effectively mowed him down with a defensive clearance and the ball going in the net. So that was really lucky. So overall, look, it was tough. There's no doubt about it. But the way that things have equated from there, that we've managed to get the 3 points, was amazing. So Eddie Nketiah was disappointing again, I thought, up front. He looks a little bit disappointing for me in the fact that I heard a stat last night, and I'm not sure if it's true, but these commentators are brilliant at what they do. It was 2 in 24 for Eddie, 2 in 24 for your centre forward. It's not even close to being good enough. And for me, he's had ample opportunity. He's had a lot of chances. He scored early on in the season. If you look at the way we started the season, there was the first game where he scored against Nottingham Forest, and then after that, I believe he scored the second goal against Fulham, where we nearly came back to win. So that was where he has been. He started the season well at home, but I'll tell you what, if that stat 2 in 24 in all comps, noting that he's also played the League Cup and had some roles to play in the Champions League, that's very, very, very worrying. But now we've got Martinelli back. Now that we've got who I thought was amazing, by the way, coming off the bench. Now that Martinelli's back, and you couple that with the fact that Trossard as well, is there or thereabouts. I can see Jesus being pushed back in, and once Saka's fit, there's no reason to see why Eddie will go back to the bench, because he's been quite poor for me. So there's a couple of strange selections there, but at least he didn't persevere with Havertz again. I thought Havertz, when he came on as a number 9 again, was fantastic. That's looking to me like that's his position, playing as a number 9 where we need that sort of big body up front, and looking really good. So, full credit to Kai Havertz, was good. The back four, immaculate. We just got to hope they stay fit. I worry about defensively who supports Saliba. I know we've got Kivior as another centre-half, but really I'm not sure who else we have there at centre-back. Ben White slotting in, maybe Partey back to right-back if that has to happen. We know we've got that. But that is an area of concern. Timber, of course, is out for that long period of time, but you never know. He might be back earlier. They're saying there's reports that he might be back on at least the running pitch, running straight lines in December, which for me would be amazing, 4 or 5 months. And with modern medicine, it makes a lot of sense. So, look, the big things to take away here, the key takeaways now we have to go on with this for me. You busted the hoodoo up. You beat the team that you could never beat. Now's the time to actually go ahead and put that performance to rest now. Now it's the time to actually go, right, we've beaten them. We've put the hoodoo to rest. We must go on and win the title. It's time to charge to the title now. And this is our year, 20 years on from the Invincibles. I feel like there's a bit of a different feel now, having got that win. We haven't played great all season, only 16 goals in 8 games. Defensively, though, been good, which has been important. Only the 6 against, which is really, really good. So I need to keep that nice and short. Best defence in the league, along with City at the moment. That's where we're going to, be able to press our claims. So a really good night overall. International break may be coming at a bad time. Maybe not. I mean, we beat Manchester United late before the last break, and then we came back and beat Everton really well. This time we beat Man City late, which is huge for us. And then that means that we actually press ahead now. And we have Chelsea away. So, look, we should really beat them. They've had 2 good wins, don't get me wrong. Fulham away, Burnley away, 2-0, 4-1. But they are there for the beating. And if we are title contenders and championship material, we should be beating Chelsea, swatting them aside. Going to Seville with some confidence. That's going to be a defining match, a big match against Sevilla. And then after that, we've got Sheffield United at home, which should be a regulation win for any title contender. But it's all set, ready to go. Time to charge on. Happy days for all of us Arsenal fans, and fantastic night of action. Let's go.